You don't need a warehouse full of lures to catch bass, and with all the garbage advice out there telling you otherwise, it's no wonder most anglers overcomplicate things. So I'm going to show you the easiest lure setup and the exact spots to find and catch bass, even in the harshest conditions, even if you're a beginner. All right, so first and foremost, this is a 1/8 ounce VMC jig head right there. I'll show it to you right there. So in this lake right here, these fish are really honed in on threadfin shad. So I'm using 5-inch gulp, which I'm going to cut down to about 4 inches, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. Okay, so now each and every time you hook anything up, you just want to make sure this is as straight as it physically can be. So I'm just going to poke it in the head. I'm going to take my time here. You just want to push it on the hook, nice and easy, and you want that hook coming out right in the middle of the lure, okay? Just like that. That is dead middle right there. That is what you want right there, okay? You're going to slide that up onto the keepers. Now, if ever, there's a perfectly straight lure right there, but if ever you're debating, oh, do I go further or shorter to see exactly how to get this dead center, always go a little bit longer, because you always just tear a little bit of this plastic and it'll be straight just like that. So now that we got this baited perfectly straight, our next job is going to be to cut the tail off so we can fit on the tail spinner. And really what I like to do is I like to cut right where this thin part of the tail meets the base of the lure right here, because if you cut this too short, this twist lock attached to our spinner blade right here just won't have enough room to bite into the lure. See how thin that is right there? So you want it a little bit thicker. That's why I use the base. So if I put it in right there, that lure, the meat of that lure will cover that twist lock completely. So let me show you that right now. Chop that off. There we go. That's perfect. So now you're left with something like this. And now we're going to attach the spinner, the tail spinner, into the lure. So to do this, again, I want this perfectly straight. Just take your time with it. Make sure the pin right here goes straight into the meat, dead center, okay? Nothing crooked. Everything's got to be as straight as possible. And the way I cut this, I got more than enough meat for this pin to go straight in there. So let me do it this way. There you go. It's in. Just make sure it's straight. Get your first turn on there. There you go. Now you're just going to twist it into place right there. Doing it nice and slow so you guys can see it. And look, that meat is totally covering that twist lock right there. See it? The meat of the lure right there, so you don't have like this weird steel twist lock coming out of your lure. Okay, and then there we go. So I just leave it so the eye is out right there, and I got free motion of the spinner, and that is it. That is how you bait this up right here, and this just catches so many fish. And then next, of course, I get, well, what kind of blades do you use for this, right? Because these aren't readily sold in like Walmart or whatever. And so let me show you what I typically use here. So the twist locks are super easy. You could get this company on Amazon. I'll leave everything linked below. But the twist locks and the barrel swivels that they use are really good. This is really inexpensive stuff. And then, of course, you could buy individual blades. So these are willow leaf blades, Colorado blades. What comes in this Harmony pack right here is size 2s, which are right here. Okay, so that's a size 2 blade, and I actually have one rigged up right here as well. So there you go. So that's a size 2. I typically like to go a little bit bigger, so I like to go a size 3 right there. So you can see the difference. This is my lure baited up. That's a size 3 that I like to use, and then you can see the size 2 next to it. Let me show you now how to retrieve it and how to catch yourself a ton of fish with it. So really all I'm doing is I'm raising up on that rod tip, and I'm letting that bait kind of glide back towards me there a little. That's it. That's like literally the technique here. There he is. Got him that time. Got him that time. So we're gonna do the flip here. Ooh, nice big fish. That's why I did the flip right there. Hold on, don't flop around. I got you, buddy. Look at that big fish. Look at the size of that guy. That's a nice, big, healthy summer bass right there. Love it. Love when the plan comes together. That is a nice bass right there. Let's let him go. We're gonna just kind of, there you go, give him a little lob. There you go, and you can see him swim off. I can't get down there to Bassmaster Classic him. Perfect fish. All right, now let me show you this. So this is the spot that I've selected here. So I got the wind blowing across the lake straight through here, okay? And now I have this little point right here, as you can see. So there's like a narrow area of the lake right here, a point right here, and the land over here. So it's like a little natural choke point, and also the wind blowing around the point. So I could take advantage of that water movement and how those bass are going to associate themselves with that water movement. Here's the thing about this spot, and this is something that I do before every trip, and this is something that I teach my clients to do every single trip, and that is pre-trip planning. Now, I planned my spots before I even left the house using my AI Fish Finder app that's totally free. That'll leave link down below so that you could use it as well. Using this app, I could pull up the contour lines, identify depth changes, and identify the structures that I'm talking about. So this way I know exactly where I'm fishing when I show up at the lake. I know exactly where to cast and exactly where I'm gonna find my fish. So I'll drop the link down below. When you download it, you also get a full spot finding video walkthrough on how to use the app to find the fish that you're looking for. So I'm just raising up on the rod there, and I'm letting that lure come back to me. Now I'm line watching this whole time, okay? I'm not jigging it very violently. This is kind of a slow way to fish, but I could cover a lot of water. See, I'm just reeling back down to it as it's gliding towards me. So I'm gonna lift up real gentle there. And then as it's gliding towards me, I'm just kind of reeling in that slack, watching that line the whole time. That line could twitch, or it could not fall. There's a bunch of little cute baby ducks that are super distracting to me. Look at all those little cute guys. Some large bass in here. I hope they don't get eaten. And then even when it's sitting there, that gulp is doing a great job because of that scent. So you get a lot of pickups as it's laying there. Got him that time. Look at what I got. A bullhead catfish ate it. Oh my gosh. There you go. Even a bullhead catfish will eat this guy. Just gotta grab hold of him. Look at that. Everything eats a gulp. Just gotta open his mouth so I get my hook out here. Okay, take a look. Look how deep he got that in there. Look at that. Everything eats it, I'm telling you. Oh, there you go. Bullhead cat even eating the gulp. So there you go. Throw him back. So I want to show you for bass fishing in particular, okay, it's not like fluke fishing. Fluke fish tend to tear these things up a little bit, obviously, because they have a lot of teeth. But for bass, you could really get a lot out of your gulp right there. A lot of fish could come off of one single gulp. So don't think just because it's not Z-Man, it's not going to catch you a lot of fish. Remember, that Elastec material does not get a lot of scent in there, where gulp does. Gulp was meant to absorb all that scent, which absolutely gives it an advantage over a lot of different baits out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a gulp recharge right here. So see all that juice still all in the bag? I could take my lure here. I'm going to dump it in the bag. I'm going to seal the bag around the line. Now I'm just going to recharge it. I want to get that scent all sorts of back up in that lure right there. There you go, just had a fish. All fish love gulp, even bass. And there we go. That's called a recharge. We do that all the time in fluke fishing as well. Anytime we're moving spots or anything, we do that. There you go, look at it. It's all nice and wet and recharged. It's got that gulp juice in there. I'm gonna cast it back out to where I had that fish. There you go. Nice fish there. Look at this. Let's see if we give him a flip here. Oh, nice fish. That's a nice, healthy, beautiful bass right there. Ah, that's what we're after. So there we go. That is what we were after. Look at the size of that fish's gut right there. What a beauty of a fish. And look at that. There's that dart spin, the Gulp dart spin, let's call it, that we modified, hanging right there from his mouth. Perfect. Excellent hook set, nice and easy. Beauty of a fish. Look at the size. Look at the gut on that guy. Boy, that's a healthy feeding fish right there. A beaut of a bass. Okay, let's let him go. Okay, now I'm way up here, and let's give him a little lob there. There he goes. You can see him swimming off just fine. Perfect. No need to Bassmaster Classic him and get down in that. So there we go. Boom, another big fish. Again, the way I caught that fish was I was line watching. I saw the line tick. I just felt just a little something. Almost like I just ran into a little tree branch, but I saw the line tick. And that's how I knew I had a fish. So it was just the slightest little bump. And if I wasn't line watching, would never have caught that fish. I don't know what this is, but there we go. Look at this little guy. Again, just on the Gulp. How did I even smell little bass? We're gonna hit. Look at that little guy. Big bait. That is a big Gulp bait right there, and such a little tiny bass. So this is how effective this lure is. That is the Gulp bait right there, and that's the little bass. All right, he'll go back. Oh, but he's a feisty little bass. There he goes. He's back. There he is again. Another bullhead. Oh my gosh. Why? Yeah, I got a little catfish. You can take a look at him. This is called a bullhead catfish.
He probably likes the food.
Yeah, he's a little...
We have a cat at our house.
You have a catfish or a cat?
Just a normal cat.
So as you can tell, this very easy lure setup can literally catch you everything and catch you really big fish. It's fun for the whole family and even for these little girls that are passing me on the bank. So this very well can be the easiest way to catch summer bass, even in extremely harsh conditions. However, if you don't know how to find the fish, it doesn't matter how magical your bait can be, you're simply not going to catch any fish. And finding fish in unfamiliar waters is absolutely priceless, which is exactly what my AI Fish Finder app does for you. You pull up any lake, check the contour lines, identify the structure, and show up knowing exactly where to cast and exactly where to catch your fish. Click on the link below, drop your email down, and I'll send you the app plus the app step-by-step walkthrough that could really help you catch a lot of fish. And if you want to take this easy lure setup even further, go ahead and click on this video right here, where I share an even easier 3-step process you could use to catch tons of fish from the boat, the kayak, or the shore. I know you're going to love it. So thanks for tuning in, Fishalots. I'll see you out there on the water.